a personal clean sheet, if you will. Yeah, Todd was a terrific color analyst for our radio broadcast. We were down in Richmond, did some coverage down there of some semifinals that we couldn't get past, and then eventually a final.
Here's Frankie Moore, number 13. Another one of the long line of outstanding defensive midfielders. And there's Toye, who, by the way, did not get a yellow card. Mark Kadlesic, you could see the card coming out of the pocket. He thought better of it. So Toye earns the corner kick early. Schwartz, the redshirt junior from California. Headed out of there by Donovan Pines. Set back by Gutman. Toye is loose in the 18. Back to his left foot and across, and handled by Dane St. Clair.
Bound from Gutman's service in, settles it once, maybe holds it too long. Would like to see him explode, get around Elney with that second touch rather than holding it for a... He's just got that mature professional cut to him when you look at him, and you know that he's going to do what he needs to do in a game under certain situations that other true freshmen just don't have the toolkit to handle.
So both teams with big-time goalkeepers pushing forward. Buckmaster back across. Oh my, Toye lurking on that far post. Brilliant run by Indiana, just missing that first goal.
Griffin Dorsey taking the field, taking the real estate on the run. He turns the defender, and then he goes the opposite way and lays that ball off perfectly for Buckmaster, who looks far post, and Toye is just cutting his run tight enough that he overruns the ball.
Griffin Dorsey with a goal and an assist, and has pretty much been penciled in the starting lineup for Todd Yeagley upon arrival. As keep in mind, Indiana replacing yet another Thompson, and that is key, right? Who is eventually going to take over that number for Maryland. Best opportunity so far, though, that one moments ago with Dorsey to Buckmaster, hoping to find Toye, but just a step too late. Now Maryland with Rosansky. Donovan Pines comes forward.
Look how deep the center back is.
Pines sent right into Trey Muse. What makes him such a special goalkeeper? You talked about his training, but how about his attributes?
Yeah, well, he's big. I mean, that's one of the first things you look at, is size. 6'4", 195. He's got a great soccer mind. His dad was the goalkeeper at the University of Kentucky. In fact, was the Kentucky Goalkeeper of the Year. So he's grown up around the game, and he's grown up around the position, which is a very unique position. It requires a certain amount of skill set that he certainly has probably earned from spending time with his family, with his dad in particular, but certainly being put in the right environment where he can grow as a player. Get that ball back.
Whistle against Moore in the midfield. Taking down the hero last week here on BTN Elney. There's Lillard with the captain's armband. A rededication for the center back.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time injured last year, and it didn't really pan out so well in terms of the quality of season that he wanted. So Lillard, when the season ended in 2016, decided to devote himself to a little more nutritional attention, a little more attention to how to recover from training sessions and games, and in particular to spend a little bit more time with things like yoga and what to do with his summer instead of spending the summer in the classroom. And he's a great student, don't get me wrong. He spent part of the summer in the classroom and then part of the summer training with his home team, the Chicago Fire, and was able to sit down with the coaching staff. They said, look, Grant, just go out and play. You're going to be with the first team. Relax. Do what you do. You'll be just fine. And he went out and had, along with Gutman, had a really great summer, staying fit and getting his touches with a, as you well know, a very talented and now successful group of guys in Chicago. Distance off the turf. So Indiana's got to be careful not to get stretched too far.
Dorsey, we saw him make a great run, slide it over to Buckmaster. Here he comes again, pushing it forward, just a little bit too strong for Gutyar. But Dorsey will go right through you like your cones.
He's really comfortable with the ball, isn't he, Dean? He's got great speed, tremendous drive. He's a winner. He wants to compete and win, and that's what Todd told me this week. He said that you just can't find that. You can't teach that. You've got to find it, actually, and you only find it in, you know, one out of every so many players. But Dorsey wants to be on the field and he wants to win.
Keep it alive. Buckmaster has stayed in. As we mentioned, Austin Poncho, the junior wearing number 12, into the game. Gutman taken down by Williamson. Keep him. As DJ Reeves looking to check in for the Maryland Terrapins. Lillard sent forward. Hyacinth. So to chest that, trying to find Poncho, who will buzz all around the 18 and stay busy.
I tell you, I was at training on Wednesday afternoon. Rashad Hyacinth receives the ball very well off his chest, almost to the point where he actually works hard to put himself in that spot. He can drop it to his feet, or he can look to deliver a pass the way he did now, the way he did just a moment ago.
Good work by Corey Thomas just to keep it alive. Here comes Gutman. Now Thomas, back heel, Gutman in, deflected, off of Hyacinth, almost going in. The closest opportunity yet right there for Indiana.
Boy, Gutman does a great job of bridging the defender, and Thomas with the heel pass. Opportunity for Rashad Hyacinth, and too many defensive legs getting in there for Rashad to have a clean shot at that. Man, oh, shot to have a clean shot at that. Man, oh man, close stuff in the build-up, the quick transition, and having Maryland's defenders tracking back and facing their own goal. That's not the way you want to be facing if you're a defender. Rashad Hyacinth does a really nice job here taking this ball after Dorsey leaves it for him. Look at the defenders had already committed themselves to going to the corner with Dorsey. Hyacinth, who scored a ton of goals for Belmont, born in Trinidad and Tobago, has got family members who were counting on him to enjoy a college education as well as play the game that he's loved forever and ever.
No whistle as Gutman came forward, so Sadich going the other way. Sadich has Rosansky on one side, Wild on the other, but tracking back again is Frankie Moore and Lillard.
Really important. Lillard, you know, is involved in the set piece for the corner kick. It's important that Frankie Moore is back there. He's got to be covering for both Tim Mel and Grant Lillard, who are both involved in that corner kick setup. So great stuff from Frankie Moore. Good awareness from Trey Muse to scoop that ball up, control it, and get it forward again.
Rosansky picks his pocket though. Sadich quickly to Wild. Outside to Campbell. Campbell right foot in, and Lillard will snap it out of there with a diving header.
Indiana got a little out of shape there defensively. Maryland did a really nice job with pace to get that ball inside, bailed out by Grant Lillard. That's a terrific ball in, perhaps a little bit more on that, but the senior defender, the leader, one of the captains, Grant Lillard, does a nice job there.
Excellent ball in. Williamson now waiting near the end line. Set back for Elney. As Williamson and Elney played together again with the U.S. Youth Program. Combined since arriving here at College Park. Now in their third season as Lillard comes back to clean it up.
Lillard's got to track back on this run. He's got to stay with his man as the play starts to close down. Does a nice job of sticking alongside Elney on the run. On the diversity of their restarts.
Referee marking off the 10 yards. Tim Mel, wearing number 20 over the ball. Dave St. Clair directing traffic.
Tim Mel can do everything for you. He probably strikes the ball better than anybody in an Indiana uniform.
So here he goes, the redshirt junior from Manhattan Beach, California. Dane St. Clair just touched it over the crossbar. It'll be a corner kick, Indiana.
Tim Mel goes right to goal, drops this ball over the wall, and Dane St. Clair is up to the challenge.
Corner kick sent in Once again, Pines is there. It'll fall to Gutman. A swing and a miss. He's going to stay with it. Pines will clean it up. The attack going the other way. Williamson. Williamson with more in front of him. Williamson running into red jerseys. Keeps possession. Great ball. Rosansky back to Williamson. Williamson will square it. And look at all the red jerseys in the 18 after that counter from Maryland.
Just great effort from Indiana to get back behind the ball after 2 restarts at the other end of the field.
Providence, they were leading 4-1 in the second half and lost to Providence 5-4. As Toy inside the 18, it'll fall back to Gutyar. And he was going to try to end that State Farm state of success right there.
Well, Jeremiah Gutyar is a great holding mid, but getting him higher up the field has been a priority for Todd Yeagley and the coaching staff at Indiana. Toy can't get to this ball. The play back to Gutyar at the top of the 18. I watched him at training the other day. He struck balls from 22 yards out and scored. He also made cutting runs to the far post and was able to pop balls in off the goal line. So really strong offensively now, a great component of the game for Gutyar to develop.
And now Gutyar will take the corner kick. High, looping ball. Williamson will let it roll out of bounds, and they'll say no. Off of Maryland, corner kick on the other side. It's the Hoosiers. High looping ball. Lillard. Toy. Loose. Finally cleared out of there by Elney. Sent back in by Frankie Moore, but nobody home.
Great work inside the box. Lillard able to get the first touch. Toy gets the second, and you know you're going to put the defense in a really tough situation on a play like that when the ball drops to the ground and it's popcorning around inside and no one really has a clean touch at the ball. That's really great stuff from Indiana.
It was Elney, number 9, with the yellow card for dissent. Klein, converted attacking player at right back for Todd Yeagley and the Hoosiers. Buckmaster, it'll fall to Gutman. Left foot! Oh, and a save by St. Clair. That one had eyes for the Hoosiers.
Boy, in this simple play, you see the quality of 2 very, very good players. Andrew Gutman gets this ball outside from Reese Buckmaster. Look at the knuckle on that ball, and how about Dane St. Clair coming up huge for the Terrapins.
Steffens did in a few years for Maryland Terrapins in goal as Chris Doran compared the two. Here's a shot, and St. Clair again. Are you kidding me? Saving the day for the Terps.
St. Clair may have heard that I was leaning toward Pines as player of the game, and he's decided to force the recast on the vote.
We can, but right now Indiana back in business. Another corner kick, and why not? St. Clair there to clean it up.
3 minutes has been all St. Clair. How about this opportunity? Donovan Pines gets this ball out, and the rip inside by Buckmaster is saved by St. Clair at the last moment.
It's a BTN standout save from Dane St. Clair.
Not even marked on the volley. Buckmaster gets the benefit of the deflection off of Pines, but St. Clair is all over it.
And Sasso Swarovski told me that after losing that game to Indiana, Jerry Yeagley, the godfather at Indiana, asked if he could come into the locker room and talk to his team. I asked him, what did he say? He said, guys, you have all the makings to be here next year to win it all. Guess what happened next year?
They won it all.
They did. They won their first national championship under Maryland. It was the godfather, Jerry Yeagley, telling the team there after he saw his own Hoosiers beat Maryland in the semis the year before.
It's a great story.
It says a lot about Jerry Yeagley too, right? And Sasho, so he's got great respect for the Yeagley family.